Your liver is performing over 500 different functions in your body right now. 500. While you're just sitting there, it's filtering your blood, producing bile, processing every single thing you've eaten and drunk today, metabolizing your medications, regulating your blood sugar, managing your hormones, and storing vitamins for later use, all at the same time, without a break, without a complaint, without asking for a single word of thanks. And most people treat their liver like that one reliable coworker who never calls in sick, never complains, and just quietly handles everything. So nobody notices them until suddenly they can't do the job anymore, and then everyone panics. Today we're going to talk about the best foods you can eat to actually support this remarkable organ. Clean it up and keep it running at the level it deserves. Because your liver has been carrying you. It's time to return the favor. Welcome to Bright Future Health, where we translate real nutrition science into something you can actually use. New here? Subscribe. This kind of content comes out every week. Quick disclaimer before we get into anything. Nothing in this video is medical advice. If you have diagnosed liver disease, you're on medications, or you have specific health concerns, talk to your naturopathic doctor. We're here to educate now. Before we get into the food list, I want to correct a very common misconception that's worth clearing up right at the start, because it changes how you think about everything else. A lot of people think the liver stores toxins, like it's a holding tank for everything bad you've ever eaten or drunk just sitting in there accumulating. That's not actually accurate. Your liver doesn't store toxins. What it does is process them and eliminate them. It converts toxic substances into water-soluble forms that can be excreted through bile and urine. The liver is a processing facility, not a storage unit. Now, where toxins do accumulate when the liver is overwhelmed or compromised, fat cells. And specifically, a fatty liver, a liver that has accumulated fat in its own cells, becomes less efficient at that elimination work, which is why reducing liver fat and supporting optimal liver function is so important. The foods we're covering today work through multiple mechanisms, stimulating bile production, reducing inflammation, stripping fat from liver cells, and supporting the liver's two-phase detoxification process. 5 foods total that deserves to be on every liver health list. Let's go. Food number 1, cruciferous vegetables, the liver's best friend. And if there's a single food category that belongs at the absolute top of any liver health list, it's this one, cruciferous vegetables. Broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, arugula, watercress, bok choy, mustard greens, the whole family. And look, I know some of you just made a face. Stick with me, because when you understand what these vegetables are actually doing inside your liver, you're going to look at that broccoli with a completely different level of respect. The primary active compound in cruciferous vegetables is called sulforaphane, produced when these vegetables are chewed or chopped and enzymes within them react with a precursor compound. Sulforaphane does something remarkable inside liver cells. It activates a genetic switch called NRF2, which stands for nuclear factor erythroid 2 related factor 2. This switch controls the production of over 200 protective genes involved in antioxidant defense, detoxification, and anti-inflammatory response. Think of sulforaphane as a master key that unlocks your liver's own built-in cleanup crew. Your liver has incredible self-defense capabilities, but it needs the right compounds from food to switch them on. Cruciferous vegetables provide that signal. Specifically, cruciferous vegetables support what's called Phase 2 liver detoxification, the stage where toxins that have been processed in Phase 1 get conjugated to water-soluble molecules so they can actually be excreted. Without robust Phase 2 activity, partially processed toxins can actually become more reactive and damaging than the originals. Cruciferous vegetables help complete that second phase efficiently. They also help the liver detoxify specific harmful substances more rapidly, including caffeine, pharmaceutical drugs, environmental chemicals, and heavy metals. They reduce liver inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, which matters because insulin resistance drives fatty liver, and they actively support the removal of fat from liver cells through a compound called indole 3-carbinol. What this means for you: eat cruciferous vegetables every single day, not occasionally, not when you feel like it, daily. A cup of raw or lightly cooked broccoli, a large arugula salad, a serving of kale, any of these every day makes a measurable difference to liver function over time. Lightly cooking is fine. Raw or barely steamed maximizes the sulforaphane content. Food number 2, eggs, the most misunderstood liver food. And this one is going to surprise a lot of people who grew up being told to watch their cholesterol. Eggs. For decades, eggs had a reputation problem. Dietary cholesterol is bad. Eggs have cholesterol, therefore eggs are bad. It was a neat little equation that turned out to be largely wrong, and nowhere is that more true than in the context of liver health. Eggs are one of the richest food sources of choline, and choline is arguably the most important nutrient for preventing and reversing fatty liver disease. Here's the mechanism. The liver produces a very low-density lipoprotein called VLDL, which is essentially the delivery vehicle that transports fat out of the liver and into circulation to be used by other tissues. Choline is a critical component in building VLDL. Without adequate choline, the liver cannot package and export fat efficiently. Fat accumulates in liver cells. The result is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which currently affects somewhere between 25 and 30% of the global population. Think of choline as the packaging tape that allows your liver to box up fat and ship it out. Without the tape, the boxes pile up in the warehouse. That warehouse is your liver. Eggs are also one of the best dietary sources of several B vitamins involved in liver metabolism, along with high-quality protein that provides the amino acids the liver needs for its detoxification enzymes to function. And the fat-soluble vitamins in eggs, A, D, E, and K, support overall liver cell health and membrane integrity. The egg white phobia, by the way, misses all of this. Almost all of the choline in an egg is in the yolk. Egg white omelets are leaving the most liver-supportive part behind. What this means for you, eat the whole egg. 2 to 3 eggs per day is a well-supported range for most healthy adults. Pasture-raised eggs have a better overall nutritional profile. And if you've been avoiding egg yolks for cholesterol reasons, talk to your naturopathic doctor about your most recent blood work, because the research on dietary cholesterol has changed substantially in the last 2 decades. Food number 3, beets, the bile booster. Beets. And if you're someone who has had beets once and decided they taste like dirt, I want you to know that I understand. And I also want you to reconsider, because what beets do for your liver specifically is worth revisiting your relationship with them. Beets contain a unique group of compounds called betalains, the pigments that give beets their dramatic red-purple color. These aren't just pretty to look at. Betalains are potent antioxidants and anti-inflammatory compounds that work directly in liver tissue to reduce oxidative stress and cellular damage. But the most important liver mechanism beets deliver is their effect on bile. Beets, and beet greens especially, are among the most effective natural foods for stimulating bile production and improving bile flow. This matters enormously for liver health. Here's why bile flow is so critical. Bile is produced in the liver, stored in the gallbladder, and released into the small intestine to digest fats. But bile does more than digest fat. It's also a primary route through which the liver excretes processed toxins, excess cholesterol, and metabolic waste products. When bile flow is sluggish or bile becomes too thick, these waste products back up. They can re-enter circulation, contribute to inflammation, and put additional burden on the liver. Think of bile as the liver's sewage system. When the sewage flows freely, waste gets removed efficiently. When it backs up, everything downstream suffers. Beets help keep the sewage flowing. I realize that's not the most appetizing analogy, but it's accurate. Beets also contain betaine, a compound that directly reduces liver fat accumulation and supports a process called methylation, which is critical for liver detoxification chemistry. And the nitrates in beets support healthy blood flow to liver tissue, ensuring the organ gets adequate oxygen and nutrient delivery. What this means for you: raw beets, roasted beets, beet juice, or beet greens, all deliver liver benefits. If the taste is a challenge, roasting beets with olive oil and a little balsamic vinegar dramatically changes the flavor profile in a positive direction. Beet greens are especially effective for bile stimulation, and they can be sautéed exactly like spinach. Food number 4, garlic, the liver's multi-tool. And if you've been following the Bright Future Health channel for any amount of time, you know garlic comes up a lot. And that's because it keeps earning its place on every list. Garlic is one of the most comprehensively liver-supportive foods that exists. And this time, I want to go deeper than we usually do on the mechanism, because the liver-specific effects are particularly impressive. The primary active compound, allicin, is produced when garlic is crushed or chopped. It's high in sulfur, which is the key element the liver needs for its glutathione production. Glutathione is the body's master antioxidant, produced primarily in the liver, and it is arguably the most important molecule for liver detoxification. Phase 2, liver detoxification, the completion stage we mentioned with cruciferous vegetables, depends heavily on glutathione. Garlic provides the sulfur-building blocks that allow the liver to keep producing it. Garlic also directly strips fat from liver cells. Studies in both animal models and human trials have shown that regular garlic consumption reduces liver fat in people with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. The mechanism involves allicin modulating the enzymes involved in fat metabolism in the liver, essentially helping the liver burn through its stored fat rather than continuing to accumulate it. Beyond that, garlic is antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral, properties that matter for liver health because the liver is constantly filtering pathogens from the blood that came from the gut. A gut that's overgrown with harmful bacteria sends a constant stream of inflammatory signals to the liver through what's called the portal circulation, a direct highway between the gut and the liver. Garlic helps manage that bacterial load. Garlic is also high in vitamin B1, thiamine, which is essential for liver energy metabolism, and it's a powerful antioxidant that protects liver cells from the oxidative damage that accumulates during the heavy work of detoxification. What this means for you: fresh garlic, crushed or minced, allowed to sit for 10 minutes before using. This maximizes allicin formation. At least 1 to 2 cloves per day for meaningful liver support. In cooking, added toward the end to preserve the active compounds. Raw is most potent if you can handle it, mixed into salad dressings or sauces. Food number 5, salmon and fatty fish. Omega-3s against liver fat. Salmon and fatty fish. Sardines, mackerel, anchovies, herring. And the reason fatty fish belongs on a liver cleansing list comes down to the same compound we've talked about in other videos, omega-3 fatty acids. Here's the specific liver mechanism. One of the most significant drivers of fatty liver disease is an imbalance between omega-6 and omega-3 fatty acids. The standard modern diet is overwhelmingly weighted toward omega-6, from processed oils, fried foods, and packaged snacks. And excess omega-6 relative to omega-3 is directly pro-inflammatory to liver tissue. Omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA from fatty fish, actively reduce the production of inflammatory signaling molecules in the liver. They reduce something called hepatic lipogenesis, the liver's process of converting excess carbohydrates into fat, and they increase the liver's ability to burn fat through beta oxidation, essentially increasing the rate at which the liver burns through its stored fat. Clinical research on omega-3 supplementation in people with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease consistently shows reductions in liver fat, improvements in liver enzyme levels, and decreases in liver inflammation markers. This is not subtle or theoretical. It's a well-documented reproducible effect. There's also a choline connection here. Fatty fish contain meaningful amounts of choline, the same liver protective compound we talked about with eggs. So you're getting the fat-reducing benefits of omega-3 alongside the fat transport support of choline in the same food. The wild-caught distinction matters for the same reasons it matters for cardiovascular health. Wild-caught salmon has a significantly better omega-3 to omega-6 ratio than most farmed salmon because it eats what it evolved to eat. What this means for you: aim for fatty fish 2 to 3 times per week. Sardines are particularly economical and actually have one of the highest omega-3 concentrations per gram of any fish. And they come in a tin, which makes them about as convenient as food gets. If the taste of fish is a genuine barrier, a high-quality fish oil supplement provides most of the same liver benefits. Quick pause before we continue. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you noticed any signs that your liver might be working overtime? Things like fatigue, sluggish digestion, skin issues, or struggling with fatty foods? Or has anything on today's list surprised you about a food you already eat, or one you've been avoiding? I genuinely read every comment on this channel, and I want to know what's resonating with you. Okay, opinion time, and I want to go back to something I said right at the top of this video. Your liver is performing over 500 functions right now, while you're watching this, while you're doing basically nothing. In my opinion, and I feel pretty strongly about this, the liver is one of the most important organs in the human body, and it is almost certainly the most underappreciated. People know they have a heart, and they're worried about it. People know they have a brain, and they're trying to keep it sharp. People think about their lungs when they're breathing hard, but the liver just quietly works, every hour of every day, processing everything you put in your body, filtering everything your blood carries past it, keeping the chemistry of your entire system balanced. Think of your liver as the world's most sophisticated air purifier, not the basic kind that sits in the corner and collects dust, the industrial-grade version that handles everything, allergens, chemicals, smoke, whatever you throw at it, and turns it into something your body can safely exhale. And just like a high-performance air filter, it needs to be cleaned and maintained to keep working at full capacity. You wouldn't run a high-end air purifier for 10 years without ever changing the filter. But a lot of people are running their liver for decades on the nutritional equivalent of never changing the filter. Processed food, excess alcohol, refined sugar, industrial seed oils, chronic stress, inadequate sleep, environmental chemicals. The liver is managing all of it every day. And when it starts to struggle, when it gets inflamed, when fat starts accumulating in its cells, when its detoxification capacity drops, things go wrong all over the body. Energy drops. Hormones get out of balance. The skin shows it. Digestion suffers. The brain feels it. Because the liver's reach extends into almost every system. The foods we talked about today are not complicated or exotic. Broccoli, eggs, beets, garlic, salmon. These are accessible, affordable, widely available foods that do specific, documented, measurable things for your liver. And the beautiful thing is, when you start eating for your liver, everything else tends to improve as a side effect. Your energy, your digestion, your skin, your weight, your mood. When you take care of your liver takes care of you. It always has. It's just never asked you to notice. All right, let's bring it home. Now, remember that reliable co-worker from the beginning? The one who never calls in sick, never complains, never asks for anything. Your liver has been doing that job your entire life. 500 functions, every day, without a word. Here's your challenge. For the next 30 days, add at least 3 of these 8 foods to your regular weekly diet. Not all 8 overnight, just 3. Pick the ones you like most or the ones you can access most easily and start there. Build from that foundation. Pay attention to how you feel after 2 weeks, and after 30 days, come back here and tell me what shifted. Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it, someone who's tired all the time, someone who's been told their liver enzymes are elevated, someone who's been living on processed food and knows it. This information could genuinely matter for them. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. New content every week at Bright Future Health. Take care of your liver. It's been taking care of you since the day you were born. Quietly, consistently, without complaint. The least you can do is put a little broccoli on the plate.